Hello everyone, welcome to the podcast. Open the door! In this podcast, we will explore about traditional and the meaning behind the stories. My name is Ando, the host in this podcast. Today, we'll explore about Bawang Merah and Bawang Putih, the most one popular stories in Indonesia folk tales. To help us know deeper about it, we have two special guests, Jason and Hesky.
Hi, I'm Jason. Glad to be here.
Hello, I'm Hesky. Excited to talk about this classic Indonesian story.
Let's start with simple. Jason, could you tell us about Bawang Merah and Bawang Putih?
Sure. So, from what I know, Bawang Merah and Bawang Putih is a traditional Indonesian folktale that tells us about two stepsisters that have totally different personalities. One is Bawang Putih, and she is very kind, hardworking, and also patient, while Bawang Merah is lazy, selfish, and often cruel. Bawang Putih's stepmother, or also we can call as Bawang Merah's mother, is basically unfair, especially towards Bawang Putih.
So right away we have the good versus bad setup. It's like Cinderella, but with its own cultural twist.
Hesky, can you walk us through the story in more detail?
Of course, the story begins with Bawang Putih and her family that contains her father and her mother. When her mother ended up dying, her father ended up marrying a widow with a daughter named Bawang Merah. But sadly, her father died as well as soon as he married the widow, and after that, she ended up being mistreated badly.
At first, yeah, everything seems fine. Everything is fine. And then, bam! When the father dies, everything goes out of turn, bro. So, Bawang Putih begins to get mistreated by Bawang Merah and the stepmother. So, from that point on, she starts to do the cleaning, housework, and everything. Like, for example, washing clothes and cooking, everything. While the stepmother and also Bawang Merah stays completely relaxed in their house. But what's important is Bawang Putih never ever complains. She's very patient, and that's why she's very kind. She never complains about the stepmother and Bawang Merah mistreating her harshly.
That patience seems like a key trait already.
See, even the cameraman even agrees with us, bro. That's good.
Absolutely. Definitely. When one day Bawang Putih was washing her clothes and her family clothes, she accidentally lost her stepmother's favorite scarf. Now, this made her very, very scared because she knows that she will be punished.
Let me guess. She searched for it desperately and didn't never to find it.
Yeah, that's basically it. And she continues to search for it. And when she found it, it was with a old woman.
Yeah.
That seems odd.
So when she met the old woman, there was only one condition. She, the old woman, will return the scarf only if Bawang Putih helps her out.
What do you mean by help?
Well, it means that she helps out all the chores in the house and outside, and she doesn't even get any reward from it.
Nothing?
No, basically just
Oh
nothing.
yeah, nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened after that?
So when she finished her chores, it's basically like what parents do. The old woman offers her a gift. So she has to pick one out of many pumpkins that she has.
So she was given a really big pumpkin and a really, really small one. And you know what she chooses? The smallest one.
Yeah, she's very kind, so of course she's gonna be humble.
And then she brought it home without opening it on her way. And when she ended up opening it in the house, she ended up seeing many jewelries.
Gold, right?
Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
gold. So, her kindness and humility are rewarded. And through that part of the story, that's how the story emphasizes moral values, which is goodness leads to good outcomes.
That seems like the same as many other princesses.
Yeah, I
in
mean,
Disney.
it's basically like any other folktale stories, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I know what coming next.
Well, yeah, I think you can really guess it. So, yeah, Bawang Merah and her mother want to get the same reward. So, yeah, she does what she does.
So it's pretty obvious. Bawang Merah goes to the river and basically, accidentally or incidentally, dropped or lost an item. And what a lucky guess.
An item? I don't think it's just like one item. It's like everything, you know?
No, it's just one item.
It's everything, come on. So she can get more rewards, you know?
I think the author should have thought of that.
Yeah. So like what Bawang Putih has done, that's basically the same procedure.
Yeah, basically, and then when the lost item was found, it was basically found by the same grandma that was described.
Same old woman.
Yep, by Bawang Putih. That's odd.
Yeah, that's really odd.
Alright, let me guess. She doesn't help willingly.
No feces, Sherlock. She obviously wanted something out of it. She literally hated being there. She keeps on complaining. She doesn't even do it right. And she wants the reward like Bawang Putih.
And the reward is just not like Bawang Putih. It's not the smallest one. It's of course the what?
The
Biggest one. Come on, bro.
Uh-oh.
She's really greedy. That's why she always picks the biggest one.
And then what happens?
Well, it's pretty obvious. She tries to open it in the woman's house, but the woman didn't allow it. So she brought it home as it was already suggested. And when she brought it home, she cuts it with a knife, and it wasn't what she expected. I mean, it's pretty obvious what it is. It's not jewelry, that's it. But instead,
it's snakes.
snakes and
Other creatures, right?
such as insects.
Yeah,
really,
insects.
really big ones.
Come on. Yeah, I mean that's really just a punishment for what they have done.
Alright, Jason. What are the main reasons from this story?
There are several. First off, kindness and patience are always rewarded, even if it takes time. Second, selfishness and greed always leads to negative consequences. Am I right?
Totally.
Yeah. And the third one, humility is more valuable than material desire. So, we can conclude that basically the kindness you put out into the world always has a way of coming back to you.
Not only that, the folk tale also has many social values to Indonesia culture.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is obviously respect our elders.
Of course. Yeah, totally agree with that.
Yep. The second one is to help people without wanting or requesting rewards.
Mm-hmm. What's the last?
The last one is obviously to maintain our character and control our emotions.
Yeah, to me, those are like unwritten rules. So even though there's no trace of it, basically you have to know it.
That's what's called social values.
Yeah.
You mentioned the Cinderella earlier. Could you expand on that?
I mean, it's pretty obvious. Both are kind girls that lives with their step family, and both get rewarded for their kindness and their honesty and also their patience.
They're mistreated by their stepfamily, right?
Yep.
But the difference is in the cultural elements.
Yeah.
So in Bawang Merah and Bawang Putih, the reward isn't marriage, but justice and moral balance.
Yeah.
So that focuses less on the romance.
And more on ethical consequences.
Yep, exactly.
Before we wrap, did you have any final thoughts?
Yeah, I really think that this story is still relevant in today's world, and I really think that this story is really important to preserve. Other than just being a kid's story, it's also a story that brings powerful messages.
Not only that, it also connects our culture, our traditions, and basically,
Shared values.
yep.
Yeah.
And
Very, very true.
not only that, if you find a big pumpkin in your garden, be sure to not pick it at all.
You might want to consider about it.
Although, if you get a small one, you might
Yeah.
wanna take it.
Mm-hmm. True.
I mean, that's probably all.
Yeah. I think that's all.
Okay, big thank you for Jason and Hesky
No worries.
for joining us.
Yeah.
What do you have to say or explain for this podcast?
Okay. So, if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to share it and join us next time as we explore more Indonesian culture stories.
Yeah.
And remember, choose wisely, act kindly, and remember, when you see a big pumpkin, don't choose it. Choose the smaller one. It's the safest option.
Not only that, but make sure you bring it home safely and open it also safely, basically.
Yeah.
After we open the door, don't forget to
Close the door. Bye bye.